Hi everyone, I'm Mike, the professor for the class. Each week I try to make a short video that just really quickly goes through some main points for the week and gives you any information you might need to know. So this week I'll try to do 3 real quick things. So the first thing I'll do is introduce myself a little bit so you know a little bit about my educational background and a couple of my interests. Then I'm going to make a plea, and this plea is a plea for you to use me as the professor in a way that really does help you. And finally, I'll do a real quick talk about how the structure of the class works and how it'll work out over the semester. Okay, so first of all, a little bit about me. I'm originally from Massachusetts, Cape Cod. That's a little beach community that sticks out into the ocean, about an hour south of Boston. Most of my family's from Boston. I lived in Boston for years, but I originally grew up there. I had a long bunch of things I did before I became a professor. So out of high school, I didn't really know what to do. I went in the Air Force. I was a cop in the Air Force, believe it or not. Then I didn't really like that, even though Alaska was great, which is where I was stationed. And then I did truck driving, 18-wheelers for a couple of years. Then I did HVAC for a bunch of years. And so I really all along knew that I wanted to go back to school, and so I started back actually at a community college, Cape Cod Community College. Then I pretty quickly transferred to UMass, and then I went to Boston College for my master's degree, and I did philosophy and French, although I try to keep up with my French. It's not quite as good as it used to be. And then something weird happened. I knew I wanted to go for a PhD, and my main interest was American pragmatism, which will come up over the semester quite a few times. And there were really 2 places to teach American pragmatism in the United States. One was in Oregon, which was way on the other side of the country. I had kids, didn't really want to do that. And the second one, believe it or not, was in Southern Illinois. It turns out that John Dewey was accused of being a bit of a communist, which he totally wasn't. And so after he died, he was one of the most famous pragmatists, and no universities wanted to take his papers. But Southern Illinois, a little known school in the bottom of the state, said, we'll take them. And then from that point onwards, it became one of the main centers in the country of American pragmatism. So I went to Carbondale for my PhD for that weird background reason. Then soon after that, my wife got a great job here in Champaign, and I followed her here. And I've been teaching here at Parkland now for 6 or 7 years. I also teach at another school. And I really do love teaching. My main interests are 2, really. I have quite a few, but 2 main ones. One is working out. I'm out in my garage gym pretty much every night. If you go follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you might find me. And you can see some of my stuff. And I also do a lot of canoeing, solo canoeing mostly. And I've been doing that for 30 years now, at least. And lots of other interests, especially reading and other geeky things. But those are the 2 main non-philosophy ones. And let me just go from there. You get to know me a little bit into a quick plea. Online classes are always a little bit weird for some people. Some people love it, but some people feel it's a little bit distant. It's a little bit hard to do. And so I've been doing this now for almost 10 years. And I've set up a little structure. So what I do is I've created a Google Voice, not my regular cell phone, a Google Voice cell phone number. And I beg you to use it. If you have little questions, big questions, whatever, if it's 2 a.m. and you want to text me, I'm probably up. Don't text me at 8 a.m. I will not be up for 8 a.m. But 2 a.m. I'll probably be up. If you're wondering about an assignment, you have a question, you have a quick question, or you just want to chat about something else, send me a quick text. I usually respond pretty quickly. If I don't, try me back in like an hour. I might be doing something. And I'll usually respond pretty quick to texts. If you have a longer, more detailed question, you can always email me. And if you have want to do a face-to-face, we can do a Zoom. And depending on where you happen to be this semester, we could even meet at Parkland if that works for you. And so the text number, the Google Voice text number, is 617-299-1575. It'll be on the syllabus. It'll be on, I think I put on the other information sheet, which I just posted yesterday. It's everywhere. So please feel free to use it. It's really important to me that you have some easy access to even little questions that you might ask if you had a face-to-face class, or even harder questions. So please use it, okay? And so finally, in this quick video, let me talk a little bit about how the structure of the class works. I generally will do things in 2-week blocks. There's a couple of exceptions where I'll be asking you to do your own things, and I'll explain that around week 3. But almost everything is done in 2-week blocks. The first week will be a bit of an introductory week. The second week we'll have a little bit more of a harder assignment, and that will just keep repeating for the almost 8 weeks of the class. Okay? So the first week will be a short video, a short lecture, something 15 to 20 minutes long usually. I might make a graphic or an animation, or it might be just me. The second one will often be a reading or something a little bit harder, except for the first week it's also a video. And that 2-week structure will just repeat. Easy week, hard week, easy week, hard week, like that for the whole semester. Okay? Now if you have any questions, remember, text me right up. If you have some longer question or you want to meet in person, I'll start setting up Zooms for next week. Okay? And I'll try to do a video each week. Make sure and watch them, as I usually have something in there to make your life easier. All right? Hope you have a good semester, and remember, text me if you have any questions.